All right, here is our quick, very, very fast review on domain and range. So your domain is all of your x values, your range is all of your y values. I found us some fun little symbols here to kind of help you as we move forward. In a table, your x's are always going to be the ones on top, and your y values are going to be the ones on bottom. One of the things that we use to help us remember this is this little phrase, Dr. XY lost his ID. And you're like, Miss, what does that even mean? Well, my domain is all of my x values. Okay, so if I can see it in a table or on a graph, my x values, it is also all of my independent values. So if I'm looking at a word problem, I can think about what is independent, what happens on its own, no matter what. Our range is all of our y values, and those are our dependent values, meaning this cannot happen unless this happened first. Okay, so Dr. XY lost his ID. So that is one way to help you remember. So from this table, if I was going to write my domain, I'm going to write all of my x values, and they're listed right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Okay? And then notice that I have them in curly brackets. So right down here, we must list them in curly brackets, otherwise known as braces. Check. They need to be listed from least to greatest, or from the smallest one to the biggest one. Right? Check. And we cannot have any repeats when we've written our domain and range in brackets. So in this case, we didn't need to repeat because nothing repeated. Our range is all of our y values, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. Okay. That's it. We can do this from a mapping, which you're about to do because this is your practice now, right? Write all your domain and your range. Don't forget to do these things. Okay. Make sure that you use curly braces. Make sure that you list them from smallest to biggest, and make sure you do not repeat any numbers. On this one, you're going to do it from a graph. It says, hint, list the ordered pairs. So if you remember, an ordered pair looks like this, something, comma, something. So I gave you your symbols. All your x's go here, all your y's go here. So I'll do one point for you. I'll do this point right here. All right. If I start at 0, 0, I'm going to the left 2 units. And to the left is an x value because it's on the x-axis. So the x goes left and right. So if I'm going left or if I'm going right, that is an x number that will go in the x position. So -2 because I went backwards 2. And then from there I went up 1. Well, up is a y value because it's up and down. So up is positive, down would be negative. So in this case I went to the left 2, so that's -2, and then up 1, that's positive 1. So you want to do this for all your points and then list out your domain and range. You have a table that you get to do. Look, I gave you your symbols. You have a set of ordered pairs, so don't forget your first value is always your x and your second value is always your y. Don't forget. List them in curly braces or brackets. List them from least to greatest. Do not repeat any numbers inside the braces. Okay? Then you have 2 questions that say, decide whether or not you agree or disagree to the following statements and why. So number 1 says the domain of the graph, so that's this graph, the domain of the graph is -5, -3, -2, 0, 1. You have to decide, do you agree or disagree? This is not a guess. I'm not guessing whether it is or not. You need to check. So from a graph, you should probably write your ordered pairs from this graph and then decide whether or not that is the domain or not. So you would choose agree or disagree, and then here is where you could show your work or where you could write a sentence as to why. Okay, you're going to do the same thing over here for this mapping. It says the range of the mapping below is this. You have to decide whether you agree or disagree, and then explain why you agree or disagree. Okay, that is all. You guys are fabulous. This shouldn't take you too long. Get to it.